Hi YouTube, Rob here again with another Bible review. I'm trying to get these out thick and fast and while I've got the time, just over this sort of Christmas period. In this video we're going to be looking at another Christian Standard Bible, another CSB. As you can recall, I did the review on the single column personal reference Bible for a couple of months ago now. But I really enjoyed that Bible, and this one is no exception. This is a lovely Bible that Holman have put out in the CSB translation. This is the CSB, and this is the Pastor's Bible. Now, on the website and on the box, it states that this is a genuine leather Bible. Now, as some of you know, that when you open the box, you find quite a surprise, because on the cover we see that. Yes, that's right. This is a goatskin leather Bible. So it's not a genuine leather, it's actually a goatskin. It's not in the same quality as a Cambridge goatskin, but nevertheless at the price point it is a very nice and quite a welcome surprise. This Bible is a sort of a brown colour. It's very smooth goatskin. Then we can sort of pick that up in the, see the grain in there. Oh, sorry, just pull back a wee bit. Yeah, you can see it there in the camera, so picking it up. It is a perimeter stitch Bible. It comes with 3 satin ribbons, and it is gilt edges. No art gild in there, but again, for the price point, you wouldn't really expect that. The Bible is Smith sewn, and it comes with, for those who like sort of raised tubs, it has some very quite thick 3 very pronounced raised tubs, which are done very well. Spine is very nice as well. I quite like that. Very simple, quite classy, no clutter, and the Bible is very nice. The Bible itself, so dimension wise, it is 6.5 inches wide, just over, and just over 9 3/4 tall, and it is around about just over 1.5 inches, maybe 1 3/4 inches thick. But it's very nice. It is a very nice Bible. It's very nice to hold in the hand. It sits very well, and it is, because it's Smith sewn, it opens flat. Now the price point, it's not a edge line Bible. So as for using it over a period of years, I don't know how it would hold up. We tend to find that it will split away here. I've had an ESV from Crossway in a genuine cowhide leather that has done the same, but it's an easy repair, which I'll do another review on that. There's like a book tape you can get for spines, which tends to you can use it to save a Bible that is starting to split, and I've had a number of Bibles that I've repaired with that, and they've lasted for many years. But it's just a cardstock liner, nothing to write home about. It's sort of like a vinyl-y type feel to it, but again, nothing special. This has a presentation page, and then we see here, this is the Pastor's Bible, and this is an interesting edition. It comes with a number of helps for a preacher or a pastor. It has, which we'll come and look at, a number of articles in the back of the Bible on ministry and discipleship and preaching and various bits and bobs, which are quite helpful from various different people. But in the centre it has, right just after the Psalms, between the Psalms and Proverbs, it has a section on wedding ceremonies, funerals, there's various different sermons. I don't know how many people would use them, but it's a good sort of a general sort of wedding service, general funeral service. The funeral services for different people, so for a child, for students, that sort of thing, suicide victims and things. So they're quite helpful to give you a few pointers. And I don't know how many people would probably use them word for word, but it is a nice Bible. As you see there, because it's Smith sewn, it opens flat. The genuine leather, the goatskin cover is very supple, and it right from the word go, it's just laying flat there. Again, like the New King James that I reviewed earlier, It is the font and layout have been done by 2K in Denmark. Like I said, they seem to be doing quite a lot of different Bibles, and the font in here is very specific to Holman. As you can see here, we've got the introduction, nothing fancy there. Basically, it is the same. The text of the biblical text is exactly the same as the single column personal size reference Bible, not personal size reference Bible, but the personal size Bible that I reviewed earlier a couple of months ago, and it is exactly the same size, same thing, single column. It's printed on slightly better paper, obviously for the price point is a bit better, but there is a bit of show through there. I don't know if it's picking up on the camera. You can see at the top there it shows through, but because it's a single column and it is line matched, it's fine. I have no problems with this. It is a lovely reading Bible, and because it's a wee bit bigger than the single column personal Bible, it is a joy to read. As you can see there, straight from the word go, it's opening flat. It is a black letter text, as we'll look at in the New Testament, but it is really nice. But let's say if you want to sort of look at sort of more details, look at the single column review I did earlier. But the thing that sort of sets this slightly different, we go through to the helps here. We go past the Psalms. It is a very, very nice layout, I must admit. A very, very easy one to read. And to be honest, I'm really, really enjoying the Christian Standard Bible. I did enjoy the Holman Christian Standard Bible, which was its sort of predecessor. But there were a few bits in that I struggled with. But they seem to have ironed out all those sort of problems with the translation that I found sort of that weren't perfect. And this is pretty good. It's not ideal. There's no translation that is ideal. But this is a good, it is a good sort of, better than the NIV, doesn't take so many liberties with the text, but it's not as awkward to read as there's something like the New American Standard Bible. It reads a lot better. It reads like the NIV, but it's far more literal. I think Bible Central with Pastor Brian, if you search for him on YouTube, he had a video very recently, that was extolling the how good this translation was. He really, really enjoys it, and he's done a lot of study on that, and with the biblical text, the Greek and the Hebrew, and so it's very, very sort of literal when it needs to be literal, and sort of dynamic when it needs to be dynamic. So it's sort of an optimal equivalence, which is Holman's sort of catchword, and that's true. It does a good job. So in the centre here we've got, I've just gone past it. There we go. Sorry, go back. It's always the same. When you try to look for something, you always go past. So just after the Psalms, we see there's a section on weddings, which is good if you're going to use these and you're preaching and they put the rings on the Bible and stuff like that. So they're not at the back, so you're sort of holding the Bible, slipping out your hand, straight in the centre of the Bible. So you've got a classical wedding ceremony, and then after that you've got a contemporary wedding ceremony, and then into beyond that we have funeral preparation, things to do, things to watch for, and then you've got a number of funeral sermons for students, suicide victims for a child, and things like that. As you can see, like I said, I don't know how much you would use them, but they're there, and they're in a good place if you're going to have them, because that's where you would be standing holding the Bible. But it would be a good Bible to preach from, because it is a single column text and very, very, very legible. It is a red letter. It's not a red letter. I do apologise. It's not a red letter text, which I like. But again, all the way through, like I said, the paper's not the greatest quality, but you can see there, it's a very simple, classy layout, and I really, really like that. It's a good Bible to read from, and the translation, I'm really, really getting more and more into, enjoying a lot more. Then going through to the back, we have a number of articles. We have, interesting there, it's a bit like, remember the old, I mentioned this in my previous video, the old sort of Gideon's Bibles used to have sort of helps where to turn when you're feeling down, when you sin, when you feel confused, that sort of thing. And there's some scripture references, some good information there. And then you've got sort of like some articles, brief biblical theology of leadership, and so on and so forth. Find your identity in Christ as a pastor, preaching Christ from all the scriptures. So some good stuff in there. One from Letters to the Church from Billy Graham. So there's some good stuff in there. But like I say, fairly straightforward. There's not a huge amount of helps. There's no references apart from in the Bible itself, apart from the footnotes, which Holman do very, very well. They have a lot of footnotes. Now, they always have in there in the old Holman Christian Standard Bible. It's in its previous incarnation, but this again is no exception. Very nice. Like I say, opens flat, lays flat. Interestingly, the in the CSB, in the New Testament, the Old Testament references are in bold, so you can see very clearly when there's like here, you can see there stands out from the text. You can see the Old Testament reference there, and it gives you that in the footnotes. But straight at the back, you've got a fairly reasonable concordance, the usual sort of end of Bible stuff, really. It tells you the contributors to the articles. So through to the concordance, and then we have a couple of pages of blank paper. Interestingly, this one doesn't have the few pages of line note paper that the personal single column Bible had, which I find strange because you would probably use these in here, but that's no great shakes. There's a couple of 3 blank sheets there, and then the standard Holman maps on a sort of a matte cardstock, quite thick, and then we have the back cover. Again, the card paste down liner. Seems fairly solid, but I say I don't know how long that would hold up. And there we have it. I will put a link in the description of this Bible. This is a genuine leather. I think you can get it in like a true tone, I imagine, but I will put the link down to this particular version in the description bar. Anyways, I hope this has been helpful to you. This is a really, really nice Bible. It retails, I think on the box it says for in $99. In here you probably that would be around about £70 maybe in the UK, but you can get it a lot cheaper than that. And I can thoroughly recommend it. If you've not read the CSB before, give it a go. Try one of the cheaper editions. They have a number of them. But enjoy. And I hope this has been good for you. I will be back hopefully very shortly with another Bible or book review. And until then, God bless you. Bye.